Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tales from Tuatha. We're bringing you the stories of adventure, danger, loss, and heroic triumph from a land within our imaginations. Bringing you these tales today is Nerida the Drowned,
Hello.
Cora Hilltopple,
I like to shoot things in the face.
Woo.
Harbakir Toll Middleek. Maybe here? Oh, not quite in our chat yet. Lost.
What's up?
Thea Nyalo.
Hey y'all.
Chance.
Hello!
And Welgwyn Woodbarrel.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us today to share in our tale. Here is what happened last time. While exploring the Lachri Mines, looking for any presence of demonic infestation and possible gate to the abyssal realm, our heroes heard a strange muttering from a side passage. Investigating the muttering with her faithful pseudo-dragon friend Trogdor, Trogdor became paralyzed from some unseen force in the shadows. Rushing in to save him, the group heard a horrendous burrowing noise, and from the walls emerged two enormous creatures known as Umber Hulks. Oh, sorry, that was like last time.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Having defeated all these creatures, the party found themselves in sort of a strange room with a bunch of molded stoneware furniture. The furniture was almost immaculate. It was clearly not sort of chiseled or carved. It was all one piece and strange. Investigating this room, Thea found many books and determined that the room, this part of the cavern, must have been the quote-unquote laboratory of an ancient and long likely dead mage named Thuriel. Thuriel's journal spoke of a book that he called the Tome of Darkness. Investigating the laboratory further, the party discovered that the Tome of Darkness was actually hidden within a small stone altar that he had molded from stone around him. After recovering the tome and deciding on what to do with it, the party was attacked by some strange creatures with single large eyes demanding the book from them. After the fight, Lost, who had the book in his possession, was knocked over by some invisible force, and the book was stolen. The party quickly regrouped, though, and was able to knock unconscious the invisible creature that had stolen the book, which turned out to be Donatello Lachrimaedus' sister. From there, the party decided it was best to exit the mine and regroup back in town, as they had been through quite a bit at that point. They gagged and bound and removed the armor and weapons from Donatello's sister, and Nerida, being the strongest of the party, carried her to the entrance of the mine. At the entrance, though, day was breaking, and the sun was shining on everyone. And at the entrance of the mine, Donatello Lachrimaedus and 8 townsguard were waiting and rushed up to the party to confront them. That brings us to now. So, Donatello, let me get him out here. Yeah, there we go. And 8 townsguard are rushing towards you. Basically. They're not like in a full sprint, but they're walking quickly towards you. Is there anything you guys want to do as they approach?
I'm like a little behind everyone with our dear friends. Maybe like on this weird ledge.
If you
flying through the sky.
Yeah. You set it to not auto, then you can like drag yourself around a bit.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, so you're casting the spell as they approach.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
No.
Hello.
Can hope for the best.
Just
Hello.
nudge Chance and be like, hey, don't you know this guy? Why don't you deal with this?
I'm just going to be over here kind of trying to not deal with anything.
Okay, you're staying out of the way.
It's just you know, I can see where this is going. I'm just gonna be a little bit over here. That's all.
Oh no. We're all
So
going to jail.
He marches up to you with the town's guard flanking him. So he sort of surveys the party. Says, You're back so soon. He looks over at Nerida carrying a woman. He says, "Who is that?" Points to her.
We found her in the cave.
Let me see. And he sort of pushes past everyone. And, you know, as... I don't know what you're doing.
I'll like rotate so he can see her face, like over my shoulder.
He's sort of... It's like, my dear sister.
Your sister?
He reaches down to his belt and pulls out a small vial of sort of a swirling red liquid. And he reaches over to her face and removes the gag and starts sort of pouring the liquid into her mouth. Anyone doing anything?
Like she's stabilized as well. We weren't sure what to do.
Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not like dying or anything.
She's She looks a bit woozy at first, and then she sort of catches eyes with Donatello, and her face just goes stern and kind of sour. I see you were able to recover her from the mines. The demons had taken her.
Yeah, we found her deep in the mine. We didn't necessarily find the. We're not sure we found the source of the demonic attacks, but we did locate some and dispatch them thoroughly.
It will take much longer and many more resources for us to venture deeper into the mind and find the source of the monsters.
She stands up on her own strength. Yes, brother. These people have liberated me, she says kind of coyly to him. Where's my equipment? Roll insight.
So I'm sorry, she is tied up right now, right? And shackled?
He's
great.
untied her. You've
Plus
got
8.
you've
so
got
10,
no
but-
read on them at all. You're a sailor and
Yeah.
these are nobles, and if they're being, you know, if they're sending secret messages,
I'm too scared I'm
you're
in
not
trouble
sure.
for having tied her all up and taken off all her armor and clothes.
She rubs her wrists once the ropes are off. Just like, yes, I owe these people a great deal, clearly. Says, yes, of course. You shall be rewarded for your efforts until now. Will 2,000 gold suffice? Sort of throws a pouch at you.
I'll catch it and look around at everyone else awkwardly.
I thought we were going to have a
talk.
party. There was a party that was mentioned previously.
The party's when we close the gate to the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, I believe that was
Yeah, this is just like
once all the troubles are over.
We're saving sister.
This is not the total amount for clearing the mine. This is 2,000 on top of the 1,800 for clearing the mine.
He says, thanks for recovering my sister, and throws 2,000 gold at you.
All right.
We should talk
Says-
in private.
You're saying that to Donatello?
I'm saying that, yeah, to Donatello and his sister and the group. Like, would you like to talk in private?
The townsguard are sort of standing around over here, but they are hearing everything that you're saying. And Donatello's like, My sister's been missing since last night. Clearly, she was kidnapped. Hollandar almost certainly had something to do with this. And he'll pay for his crimes. Well, you've seen him, haven't you? He's some kind of demon himself. He's almost certainly responsible for this.
Yeah, he helped save us from some giant demons that came out of the mine.
You can never be too sure. I'm
He
not
seems
sure I would
quite
ever
honest.
trust a demon, no matter
We
how
should
honest they
talk.
appear.
I'm
We
going
should
to
talk in
glare.
private,
Yeah, we should definitely talk about what transpired within the mines.
away from the ears.
Someone says, well, thank you for recovering me. But I feel I need to go and rest from my ordeal.
Yeah,
So
we're
it's
not.
had enough.
I'm not gonna just let her walk away.
What, are you going to actually physically stop her?
No, I'm just gonna put a hand on her shoulder. and
Maybe it would be.
firmly
You got to
say,
reach all the way up to her.
We should talk in private.
Well, I don't see what we might have to talk about. Been
Well, I
paid
mean, we
for
should
your efforts,
talk.
so
We should talk to your sister more about what she may have seen in the mine. She was down there for longer than we were, so maybe she saw something and she didn't realize it.
fortunately I
helpful.
was unconscious most of the time. It's a terrible ordeal.
Well,
We should talk in private.
Fine. Actually, roll persuasion.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Can I help?
Are you proficient?
I am +8.
Oh, so you're almost certainly proficient. Yeah. So you can
am
either
I
give
rolling?
him advantage, or you can do it yourself, or you can
should
each
do it
roll.
yourself.
Basically.
you should do
Okay.
it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Okay, so both of you roll. Each person roll once. Oh.
Yeah, that's
Well,
better.
Welgwyn is rather persuasive. 22. Or 24, huh? So the sort of pleas from the halfling, wash over her. Well, I'm quite tired. It should be a short chat. Hope. Shall we get out of the sun at least?
Fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm picking up all my rope. I still want it.
We should probably have him ask the men to wait here at the mouth of the mine, so no foul creatures escape. Maybe head over to these tents.
We
Have
will
a chat.
we will leave a guard, of course. Yes.
A guard.
Someone just, to run and alert us if anything goes wrong here. He snaps and points to two townsguard, and they take up post somewhere nearby. They're not just sitting at the mouth of the cave. They're a little ways off, just watching it. And you guys, so Donatello starts walking off. He says, "Come, we'll speak at my tavern, Festuatum. After all, my sister needs rest, perhaps a meal, of course a bath."
I think we could all do with the rest in a meal.
On the way back, I would like to try to not super obviously get Donatello away from his sister, so that someone can maybe talk to the sister.
How are you going to do that?
Just
Hey,
walk a little
boy.
faster and talk to him about bro stuff.
About Helm.
Peasants, talk to him
Roll.
about the uprising, how Helm will protect.
Roll deception, since you're
Yeah. It's gonna
kind
be
of
bad.
trying to do something nefarious.
This is gonna be bad.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's not terrible. 11.
Okay.
Roll verbal assault.
start chatting him up about beer. He's starts talking about some local wines and stuff, and you manage to pull him aside for a moment, but he seems pretty disinterested in you. What do you want to say? Are you just gonna distract him, basically?
Yeah, basically just trying to distract him, keep the distance between him and his sister, so someone else could talk to the sister.
Okay. Who's going to talk to the sister?
Sports.
It's this wonderful sport where you toss my kind rather far.
Yeah, I should talk to her. All right. But just
Put that charisma to use,
yeah.
says the other guy with high charisma. You know, Weldwin's a noble. We could always have her talk to her.
That's true.
Real time.
We'll have some girl chat. Yeah, it'd be nice.
All right, so who's talking? Who's talking to her?
It's gonna be Welgwin.
All right, so I'll like sidle up next to her and be like, "Hey, it seemed like you were in an interesting position down in that mine there."
Yes,
Maybe.
I suppose so.
Do you maybe, remember anything that you didn't want to say while your brother was around? Just between us gals?
No, I am perfectly open with my brother. We have a great relationship.
Cool. Maybe I can try to convince her to tell me some things, just sharing some cave facts with the ladies.
Cave facts?
Some cave facts.
Everyone does.
What would you like to know?
I just want to know, why she ended up down there. I didn't see her with Hollandar earlier, and I feel like we ran into him fairly early on and didn't see him again. So just wondering how that happened for her.
I thought we were clear about that. I was kidnapped. Out of my own home, no less, by demons. Surely Hollandar's behind this.
Seemed pretty not kidnapped.
Can I tell if she's lying?
Yeah,
roll insight.
Oh yeah, it's me. I forgot about it. Whoops.
What's your bonus to insight?
+1.
Okay, so 13.
Could I be listening and see if she's lying? If I think she's lying?
I think you would have to say that ahead of time.
Yeah, that's fine.
She obviously doesn't believe that she was kidnapped. Beyond that, you can't tell, what's going on with her. She's just seems to be acting very strangely, right? That's about all the time you have for questions before Donatello breaks off from Harvard till the middle. And sort of rejoins the group and realizes that people are talking to his sister without him. He doesn't seem to really mind. So you all make your way back into town, down a little way through... What's it called? The Rock? Anyway, you make your way back into town, past the Lachrimaedus Manor, and down on this main thoroughfare here. Just a little ways until you come upon this building. There's a large sign out front with gilded gold letters that says Festuatum in very ornate script. As you enter, a whiff of fine wine laden with berries and spices momentarily capture your senses as you make your way into the regality that is the Festuatum Lachri. Lavish curtains dyed violet and rouge drape the walls, and secrete select tables and cushions cover every seat. Chairs and stools are stained to a rich wood grain. The few tables which aren't empty seat women with long, oiled hair, and men in silk, their fur coats hung across the back of their chairs. They slowly sip from wine glasses and pick at plates of lamb chop, grapes, and dates, smiling as they do. At the entry, a man with slick black hair down to his chin greets you ceremoniously. Good morning, fine folk. Oh, and I see you have the master with you. Are you dining here today? Donatello just says, yes. We need a place to talk. Arthur, just let us in. It's like, yes, yes. Any table you like, of course, sir. He seats you at a table and says, I'll be back for your order momentarily. All of you sit around one of the largest tables in the establishment. Looks like it's normally reserved for parties and things like that. Donatello turns to see who's like the de facto leader of the party. I feel like it's either Lost or Nerida.
It's kind of Nerida.
It's definitely
Okay,
Nerida.
then.
Okay. He sort of
Last-minute elections.
he sort of says it out loud to both of you, but he's mostly looking at like Lost and Nerida. Well, of course, realizing the severity of the risk, as I do now, I think it's only fair to raise your compensation. How does 4,000 gold sound?
I mean, I imagine we'll have to talk about it amongst ourselves, but it's certainly better than the original sum that was offered, especially considering the extra work we're having to put in to get this mine clear.
Given events that have transpired, I mean, the threat appears dire. And of course we need your help. We'd like to get the mines operational as soon as possible. We can't have this demon ruling over the townsfolk forever.
Yes, and as you said, with the demon, what's his name? The demon guy that helped us?
Hollandar?
With Hollandar threatening the townsfolk and noble folk like your sister here in danger, I don't know if 4,000 will be enough, especially if you wish to expedite this process. We may need somewhat more than that.
Well, I've given you 2,000 for rescuing my sister. Hopefully you can use that in town to purchase some supplies and make your expedition a bit easier. Roll persuasion.
Certainly, but I'm thinking we may need some, magical potions and accoutrements to aid us in our process. That's 13. It's not great.
13.
But it's pretty good.
Not a critical fail.
No one else is doing it, so I gotta.
How about I bankroll you another 500 for expenses up front to ensure that your expedition is successful?
I look over at Lost and Nerida with what do you
I
think?
think
Yeah,
that-
sounds
I think
good.
that's fair.
Sort of waves over to the guy who was at the front and like just whispers to him a bit. And the guy comes back with another small pouch and places it on the table. It's 500 gold. Not really a small pouch, I guess. It's mostly platinum. It's 50 platinum, basically.
Were you aware that there's a mage's laboratory within your caverns?
A mage's laboratory? I've
Yeah.
not
It's been
heard
there
of
for-
that.
It's been there for quite some time, and it would be fairly impossible to miss if you were looking.
Well, you've been in there. We've worked the mines for decades, centuries at this point, but no, we'd never heard of a mage's laboratory. Actually, sort of looks like he's thinking to himself for a moment. Just like, I'll have to read. The mines have a long history. We have it all documented at the estate. I will look through it to see if I can find anything for you.
Has your family always had ownership of these mines?
Oh yes, ever since Brimshire was founded. Shortly afterwards, we knew the value of the resources within the Holdstaff Mountains. We had
Is there
prospectors and quickly made the first bore.
is there a history of magic in your family?
Not that I can think of. We do have a vast family, of course. Our
But
lineage.
no one you know in your family is a magic user.
He looks at you for a moment. It's like, no one that I know of.
Do I believe him?
Roll.
Well, so I want to ask the sister then, is there anyone, perhaps you've met some of your family
Plus 8.
who uses magic?
+8.
Yeah.
He is being very coy and uppity, and you don't really believe him.
Yeah.
He's
He totally
definitely
knows
hiding
his sister's
something.
A weird necromancer.
What are you asking his sister?
I want to ask his sister the same question. Have you perhaps, sometimes different family members are closer with others? Have you heard of any magical use in your family?
Not that I can think of.
Can you
Thea
think
looks confused and then laughs.
Can you think of any particular reason why Hallandar would have thought to kidnap you and take you so far into your own minds?
Well, Hallandar hates our family, obviously. He has been staging revolts nearly in the city for some time.
But what do you think he would gain from, kidnapping you and keeping you?
Anything he can do to weaken our family would surely be a boon to him and his movement. He would see us dead as soon as possible. Perhaps there was extortion involved. Blackmail.
Well, why wouldn't he have
nefarious creature.
Why wouldn't he have just killed your sister in the mine when he had her down there if that was what he wanted to do?
He may have eventually, but he may have sought money first. We have quite a span of wealth. Maybe he would hold her until we closed our mining operation or allowed him use of our mines. Who knows what these terrible creatures will do for more and more power.
But it seems like an odd choice to keep you in the mine. I mean, a demon-infested mine. It's quite dangerous. And to leave you alone while he goes to talk to the townspeople, calm them down?
Well, of course, it must mean that he has control over the demons. It's the safest place for her outside of the city
limits. Then why would he attack them when he was helping us?
That I cannot explain, although if you're willing to trust a demon simply because he poked at one of his own, I don't know what to tell you. I don't believe it for a minute.
So far, the only thing that we can link the source of these demons to is the possibility of a wizard named Therial, who's been living down in there, who had been living down in that in a spur of your mind for God knows how long.
When he says the name Therial, I want to look at what's her face, the lady whose name I can't remember. And
you don't even know her name, actually. It hasn't been announced.
Oh, the sister. Okay. Well, then see if she has any reaction to the name Therial.
I mean, you can roll insight.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do. Oh, look at me.
17.
24.
24. Oh, yeah, because insight. Because clerics.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's a wisdom skill.
I mean, it makes sense to be a wisdom.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, but...
You notice just the slightest twinge of facial movement when Therial's name is mentioned. But you're not entirely sure what to attribute that to. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. Donatello says, "Ah, yes, that name actually, now that you mention it, sounds somewhat familiar. I will have to read."
Yeah, let us know as soon as you can if you find any information.
Of course I will.
Your sister seemed to recognize the name Therial. What can you tell us about this wizard Therial?
Silly dwarf, I know nothing of the man. Never heard of this.
I'm going to insight check that again.
Okay.
Oh, 10. No, 12.
12. Not sure.
Do I know, or is it too late to?
You can check. But only because you're proficient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. No read on her at all.
With Alex fun mind games, I'm gonna say, well, we found a journal down there. And it seems the wizard was experimenting with summoning demons, but we're not entirely sure how he was achieving that.
Well, of course, that explains the infestation.
While we're on the subject of your sister and names that she knows, can you introduce us officially? Because
oh, of course. I'm so
day.
sorry. This is my dear sister, Linnea Lachrimaedus. Pleasure.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Sorry it couldn't be under better circumstances.
Ah, yes. Speaking of which, I'm quite tired. I'm going to go have a bath. She stands up and...
If you could, just wait a moment, please.
What is it, dwarf?
Who am I sitting next to?
I don't know. We didn't decide. Let's say lost and chance, because that's where you are on the board.
I'm gonna look to turn to lost and say, are we going to keep up this charade or?
You just say that out loud so everyone can hear.
No, pretty quiet. Just
like whisper to him.
Maybe not whisper, but low enough that they probably couldn't hear unless they're really good at hearing.
Okay.
Probably like music and bar noise.
Yeah, the music is very gentle here. There are a few minstrels, but it's just gentle, light harp music.
Yeah, I mean it's not a whisper, but like pretty low. Like they could not hear it, but I'm not obviously trying to make sure nobody hears it.
Okay, so Lost, you hear?
Yeah, I think we should just continue to play along for now. There's still so much we don't know.
Linnea.
Yes.
We'll have to talk sometime about our mutual love of books. I'd be very curious to know what you have in your collection.
Don't know what gave you that idea, but I do enjoy a good book, now and again.
Well, from one fellow book lover to another, sometimes you just know.
Fair enough, I suppose. Brother, see that my gear is recovered, please. Yes, of course. Take care of yourself, sister. They just sort of look, like they meet eyes coyly for a moment, and she heads off upstairs. Out of sight. So, at this point, too, like, a waiter comes out and brings out platters of food. It's like a lot of fruits and cheeses, nice meats, mostly like lamb chops, really fine meats. It's really, really high quality food, well spiced, well seasoned, and they
Would I be able to tell if it's poisoned?
There's a spell for that.
Check the meat.
I have protection from poison, so if you get poisoned, I can protect you from the next poison.
I have lesser restoration as well, but
there is a spell to detect poison. That clerics might know, but I don't know if you guys do.
I certainly don't have it if it's available. So
Donatello takes a couple of grapes and eats a bit. So, again, you should have the currency required to equip yourselves properly at this point. And there's quite a bit more at the end of this for you once you make my mines safe again. There'll be heroes around here too, as well.
Do you know of a vendor around here who might sell adventuring equipment, potions of healing, acid, that sort of thing?
Potions are unfortunately somewhat of a rarity here in Brimshire, but for most general goods and sundries, you have a few options. There's sundries of the stone and bright stone. You see the motif going on here. Both are sort of closer to the entrance of town, to the southeast. If you're looking for smithed gear, if you're looking for arms and armor, we have our own family smithy called Lachri Steel, which we are rather proud of. But to be honest, if you want the best quality, you should probably go to Spark and Steel. Ours are a bit flashy, a little more ornamental than useful in some situations.
I mean, you've already paid us, but do you happen to have any potions available? I noticed you had one to give your sister after we brought her out of the mines.
I do. Roll persuasion.
Oh boy. Five.
Maybe one of our persuaders wants to help.
Yeah, I can maybe. Can I try? Maybe you could just lend us a little bit of that.
Yep.
All right.
Roll persuasion.
Come on. He's like, no. Come on.
That's pussy.
Much better. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's like, yes, of course. They are in short supply around here, and you will almost certainly be needing them. It seems. How about 3 potions of healing?
Sounds good.
I will have to procure them from the manor.
Very well. I believe we're spending the night here, so you can drop them off in the morning.
Or the afternoon. What time is it?
It's morning. It's like 10 a.m.
So we're going to spend the
Then
morning
later
and then
today.
leave in the evening.
Yes, the estate is not far. I can send a page.
Sounds good.
So, do I take this to mean you've accepted my terms? The contract can continue?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a hefty sum. It'll do you well in your future endeavors. People of Brimshire will surely be grateful that you've made the mines safe for them again. Well, I'll leave you to your breakfast. There are things I must attend to back at the manor. Sort of stands up and puts his coat back on. Let's have everyone roll perception.
$19. I'll type it.
Bad.
Good, not good, not good. Oh, a couple goods.
Meg is 21.
24.
Okay. 21. So Thea, Cora, and Welgwyn notice that every time he stands up or shifts position, and even once every 4 or 5 minutes, his hand drifts to his sword that's on his hip. He stands up, checks his sword, puts his coat on, checks his sword, and then leaves.
It seems like he's awfully concerned about keeping his weapon nearby. I'm not quite sure what it means, but it seemed like he was constantly fiddling with it.
Well, he doesn't seem to be overly concerned about us as a danger to himself. I mean, he seems actually quite dismissive of us, so my guess is the sword probably has value.
Our contact
maybe,
wasn't very specific about what he needed it for. They just said they wanted to steal it from him. Thought it was going to be kind of a normal sword.
So before we continue to chat about this, we're in his bar.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well.
We probably should go elsewhere, because you never
Sounds
know what
good.
ears this tavern has.
I'll stand up, start walking to the door.
There are platters of food, cheese, and grapes,
I don't
and
trust
peaches
this food.
all over the table. Okay, no one's eaten anything.
I've already
Awesome.
trusted it hard.
Okay. I figured you're eating some lamb chops or something.
I know it's
Yeah.
early morning, but they bring us out any alcohol.
Any proper drinks?
Yeah.
No, they just water. Yeah, and
Oh, yeah. Then I don't trust this
not
either.
water.
I've eaten a lot of cheese.
I fed all of the meats to Trogdor. Under the table, I assume.
Okay, yeah. I think we've taken advantage of the hospitality, but I suggest we move on before we continue this conversation.
All right,
Okay.
but he's offering us lodgings. Are we going to return here for the eve, or?
Yeah, we can
Fine.
stay here,
That's
but I think we should discuss our problems elsewhere.
Agreed.
Fair enough.
yeah.
At
So
least in
seeing
the room.
seeing you all stand up, the man from the front of the room comes over and he says, "Is our food not to your liking?"
Oh, sorry, we just have a lot going on. We're not feeling very well. The mines were quite harrowing. I think I need a walk.
Ah, yes, of course. Well, return any time, and all meals are on the house order of the Lachri family.
Oh,
We have a
thank you so
room
much.
set up for you as well.
I appreciate it. Hopefully my appetite will return later.
Yes, of
We're going to
course.
take care of some errands in town, and then we'll return in the evening.
I want to
Yes.
put a few just for later.
A few what?
A few things of cheese. I'm grabbing a few things of cheese.
Okay,
over
Pockets.
here.
just put it in your pockets.
Pocket cheese.
Immediately.
As you're taking cheese off the plate, shoving it in your pockets, this guy Arthur, he's sort of looks at you strangely. Just like, all right. You are a strange bunch. Could you perhaps at least clean your shoes at the door next time? It's the only thing I'll ask of you.
Very well. You never know what you'll find in mine-infested caverns. Demon-infested mines, I mean. It's been a long day.
Yes.
I'll yawn and walk out.
Oh my. Okay. Everyone leaves.
I'll, like, shake my cloak so the dirt gets on the ground as I leave.
He's just like... goes and grabs a broom and starts sweeping.
Well, where would you guys like to head? I heard there's a couple other taverns, or we could just find somewhere to sit outside.
So,
I mean,
we're clear of this of the.
Yeah, you're out on the streets now.
Is anyone paying attention to us?
There are surprisingly few people on the streets where you are.
Okay, great.
It's kind of shocking that like almost nobody's around.
So the one thing I'd like to say is I don't trust staying here. Staying there.
Yeah, I don't
with the
particularly
book.
trust it either.
We can take advantage of the free lodgings, but that book should not be anywhere near that family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should research on this as well. Something must be going on with them. They both seem really the entire time not wanting to answer anything.
I mean, she was blatantly lying as well. She wasn't captured or restrained inside the mine. She was free to do what she wanted, and what she wanted to do was steal that book and be invisible and watch us die to demons.
And I think he knew it as well.
Of course he did.
So
I don't know that he did, but I think he did.
I think I know I did. He did, right? I think I rolled good on his inside check. So he was aware.
He was aware
it is possible
that she was full of shit.
He was aware that she was full of shit.
I'm pretty sure that was the role that I did good on, that he knows that she's a liar.
Sure.
I mean, you can tell me if I'm remembering wrong, but...
Don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like...
They shared a coy look.
They did that numerous times throughout the conversation.
Yeah. I feel like perhaps we should warn Hollandar. I mean, he certainly knows that they're crafty and against him, but...
No matter what, I do think seeking out Hollandar is the right idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
At the very least, I'd like to see if it's possible. You know, I think we should keep up appearances with the Lachri family. They're paying us a lot of money to clear out these mines, but there's a lot more going on here. And one thing I'd like to find out, without leading on what we found in that mine too much, is if we can find a safe place to stay, even if it's just me or Chance with the book, staying elsewhere from the party.
I don't like the idea of splitting up.
Yeah, I'm not pleased with splitting the party either, but I just don't know what else. We need to play both sides of this puzzle until we can figure out what's going on.
At some point, too, if we can purge the dark magic of that book, we may be able to use it as a trade for the sword, so we don't even have to steal it.
Well, then maybe what we need, I know we all need some rest after the night we've had, but maybe what we should do is find a nice quiet place outside of any eyes of the Lachri family. That chances I can take a closer look at this book, and maybe with Thea's help we can decipher some more of it.
I mean, we could rest outside the town altogether, or we could try to find a...
Or requisition some actual camping equipment and set up a proper camp outside of the mines.
I'm kind of thinking that in this situation, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Maybe we seek out Hollandar and see if he has a place we can lay low for at least the...
While you guys are talking about this too, a couple people, the more perceptive people, I would say, like Nerida and probably Cora and Alik. Yeah. And perhaps even Welgwyn, notice, like, while the streets are fairly empty, there's one guy who's sort of, like, walking around looking very nervous. He's almost, like, muttering to himself a bit. He's just walking down the street, but he looks different from everyone else. Everyone that you've seen looks worried in some way. They're kind of rushing to their destination. No one is, like, taking a casual stroll.
I want to just toss a gold coin, like just towards him.
That's
Not
great.
at him.
That's
just
great.
like-
I love you,
flick a
Thomas.
gold
That's
coin,
fantastic.
and it like kind of goes through the air and just see what happens.
So the coin hits the stone road near him, and when it does, it goes clink, and he's just gets startled a bit. He like looks around. The coin sort of rolls to a stop near him. He just walks away.
Test out.
I'll
see if
walk
the
up
same
to him.
thing that Denver suffered from is
Yeah.
happening elsewhere in town.
I want to go get my gold coin.
I'll walk up to him.
Okay,
I'll,
he's about a 5'6" male human with short brown hair, blue eyes, and a very gaunt build. As he walks, he's kind of muttering to himself, and he's not really looking around. He's kind of just looking down as he walks and sort of clutching his hands together. You go up to him, he's just startled. He's like,
Oh, sorry, sir. Are you all right?
I think I'm okay. Who are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm new in town, and I was just gonna ask if you had any recommendations for, taverns or places to stay. I feel like this Lachri estate is a little rich for my blood, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. The Lachris are terrible. They just spew their wealth everywhere. Yeah, there's one tavern in town that they don't own. There are only two. There's the Festiatum, Lachri. That's he spits on the ground. It's like that's theirs. Then there's Jirashi's Stonebreak. It's just down the road here a bit. It's owned by Jirashi, little female dwarf. She's very friendly. You can stay there. I'm sure if you like.
Oh, thanks for letting me know. Are you from around here?
Yes, yeah. Born in Brimshire. I've lived here my whole life.
Do you work in the mines by chance?
Yes. I did work for the Lachri for years, and he sort of holds his hands out, and there's just like callus and blisters all over his hands. You notice there are like a few scars, and he's kind of dirty. Mm-hmm. And but since Hollandar opened the new boar, I've been working there. I don't know what to make of him now, though. He's some kind of demon or something. Says Cambion.
I mean, I heard as much this morning. It seems to be traveling around. I mean, he's done well for your town so far. I think what he was born as shouldn't really make much of a difference, right?
Well. I mean, maybe I ain't never heard of a Cambion before yesterday, but I mean, you've seen him? Have you seen him? He's got horns and big wings. His voice is very different. It's different. I don't know. I mean, and much as I hate him, Donatello's got a point. It just seems very convenient. Now that the Lachri Mines is demons, it's
Don't worry,
concerning.
we're trying to sort things out. And I give him a failed, crooked smile.
Yes. Who are you people?
We're a group of adventurers who happen to be in town at the right time to help clear the mines. Apparently.
also very, 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 very convenient. He just kind of smiles like wryly.
Yes,
Well,
I mean,
the
it's good work
Lachri-
for us, but it seems
Yeah.
like it's pretty hard on your town.
Yeah. I saw you at the workers demonstration the other day. You can talk to the Lachri better than most we can.
Hmm. Is there anything you'd like us to tell them?
Spits again. Tell him stop abusing us. We're not slaves. We got most of us. We got families.
Yeah, it's true. They do seem to be very selfish and treating you all very badly.
Hollandar's not like it. He says the people need to own their work. I like that idea.
I like it too. I think you should give him a chance. Maybe spread the word. I mean, feel like your actions should speak louder than your horns.
I agree. I'm just nervous, you know.
Is that why you are on edge? It seems like a lot of people in this town square are quite nervous.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm always like this.
Any reason, or just, your temperament?
It's just Harry. That's how it is.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll give them 2 gold. Thank you for the information.
Thank you. This will help buy equipment for the new mine, or feed me.
Yeah, hopefully we can sort out that purchasing your own tool situation. I'm not sure how much power we'll have, but we'll certainly try. Hopefully you can spend it on food, something more nice for yourself.
Well. Thank you. It's good to see many new heroes of the people here in Brimshire. We need it.
Take care, Harry.
Thank you. I hope I will see you all again. Just sort of smiles and waves. Sort of just keeps moving on down the road. It looks like he's headed down to the west, to the encampment where the new boar is being staged from. Yeah. Other than that, no one terribly noticeable on the street.
Do we have any clue where Hollandar might be? Has he told us at all where he hangs out?
I mean, the new boar is in the west there.
Yeah,
and that he's sort of
out in the new boar.
I mean, he's sort of like managing it and operating it, although yeah, I would say Chance and Welgwyn probably know that Hollandar is often around there. He also has a house in town because his mother Iseline lives in town.
We can go talk to his ma'am.
Yo, mama, what you know?
Yo, mama, you made a demon baby?
My mama made a demon baby.
That's true. He was probably a demon, though. You seem pure blood. Tiefling.
I don't know.
I mean, does anybody else want to go shopping today? No? We need to wait for our potions. I wouldn't mind.
So you guys are just outside the Festuatum, and you've been just sort of like talking amongst yourselves and talking to Harry, and you see sort of a man in not like exactly noble dress, but he's dressed rather nicely, sort of just striding towards you. Yes, you.
Hello.
Yes, Donatello has sent me. These are for you. Sort of hands over
Wonderful,
3
thank you.
red flasks.
Does he have that 500 gold that we said we were going to get to?
You already got that.
You already got it.
He gave us 2,000 and the 500?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You got the.
Thanks for the potions.
Yeah, they dropped off the bag while we were in the bar.
Yes. And just sign here quickly. He holds out like a little piece of parchment and a
I'll
little
sign my name.
quill. All right, thank
Well,
you.
You know,
It looks barely literate, probably.
It's just like sailor scratch.
Yeah, sailor scratches.
don't we still have accommodations at Jirashi's? We should probably get some rest before we really do much of anything.
Yeah,
more
sounds good.
I don't know if I can deal with any more conflict today without taking a break.
Yes.
And in the interim, that might be as good a place as any for us to start for Chance, myself, and Thea to start taking a deeper look at this book we got.
Also, Chance, if you could check out this piece of paper. We haven't been able to read the cipher, but a group called the Syndicate has been after us, and if there's enough on this page for us to be able to translate their language, we might be able to stay one step ahead of them next time.
As long as you don't think it's encoded at all, then I should be able to look at that and get it for you.
I mean, it is encoded, isn't it? But it's like, can comprehend languages understand it?
Comprehend languages allows you to comprehend a language. If there's some kind of cipher for like a secret message, comprehend languages will not help you.
Okay.
And if
Then I'll
there's
sign,
time,
put it in my pocket. A mystery for another day.
I'd like Alik to finish my repairing the manacles.
Okay. If
I
you're going
think
to
he-
rest at Jirashi's.
Yeah, I think he wanted to do his rings or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, we should prepare for our next, fun adventure in those mines.
Yeah. Be ready for it.
Okay, so are you heading to Jirashi's then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sounds like it.
Everyone's going?
Are we deciding we're not leaving anyone behind to delay suspicions?
Well, it's still fairly early in the day. We could hang out at Jirashi's all day and then go back to the Bestiatum if we decide to.
I'm gonna slight interruption. My mic wasn't working. I don't know why. We have 7 people in the party now. We just got 2,500 gold. We have been splitting it up 15% to each person, and then I think it was 40% to the party. But now we have 7, so 10% for everybody, 30% to the party.
Sure.
Yeah,
That seems fine.
That's
Okay.
a bit of dwarfly business there.
Everyone gets 250 gold.
Yay!
Mark it on your spreadsheet. I'm adding 750 to the party gold.
This is where I sign off, everybody.
All right,
Hey, well,
bye,
see you.
Greg. Thank you.
Bye, good to see you.
Thanks, guys.
Safe flights.
Okay, so you head back to Jirashi's.
Yeah, I'll be right back real quick.
Okay. So she's like the door is just open. You can walk in freely. Behind the bar is the young female dwarf you recognize, braided, curly, shocking blonde hair, green eyes, fair skin, medium build. Ah, yes. Come in. It's good to see you all again.
That was quite a long night. I think we all need a rest.
Yes, lots of strange things happening in this town.
Indeed.
Rumors
Have
that
you-
fly around this place so quickly.
Have you folks heard about Hollandar?
Why, yes, we actually encountered him ourselves. He was quite helpful. I mean, after the shock wore off.
Ah, yes, it must be quite shocking. Seeing those, that red skin. Big horns, big wings. Not quite like you fellas. He's pointing to Chance and Lost.
Thank you for the correction.
You two just walk around normal. This guy flies through the sky. It's frightening. But seems to be a hero of the people. Anyway, What can I do for you all?
Well, Lost is going to order a bottle of whatever you have.
Ah, yes. Devil's Own gin.
Yes. A whole bottle, please.
It's very popular in town. Oh, no cups, you say? Okay.
No
Bonks
need
down
to
a
waste.
bottle on the table, uncorks it.
And now he drinks it. Like, just straight out of the bottle.
Just takes a big swig.
Down. Yep.
Ah, yeah. Just take a seat at the bar or any table you like. It's a little past breakfast. It's like approaching lunch. Not too many people in here yet.
Table and start eating my pocket cheese.
I motioned to both
Get a
Lost
handshake.
and Chance. We should start deciphering the paperwork that we found soon. Perhaps after we have a brief rest.
You should be careful. The last time you looked at that paperwork, it attracted
Nobody
some
knows that.
unwanted guests,
Oh, okay.
potentially.
I think
Now,
it'd be
I'm
best
Altman.
in the privacy of someone's chamber, not out here.
Yes.
maybe it's best done in the mines in case it
No.
attracts some unwanted guests from
That
the
might be true.
mines.
Maybe. Well, in
But
But
any
I'm wondering
Um,
if maybe they were attracted, like, because they were in the mines, and they're like, "Hey, we like demon books." And
In
they're
any
also
case-
in a mine.
we should eat and rest,
Yes.
and then come to a conclusion on what we'll do with it.
Yeah.
So, Chance, your pocket cheese surprisingly free from any dust or lint that was in your pocket. Not totally free. It's a little gritty, but it's quite good cheese.
But not free of poison.
A plus
for
DM.
Grit.
Is it getting oily yet?
No,
Oh, is it like sweaty cheese when the cheese gets warm and sweats?
Yeah,
no.
it's nice.
My body doesn't
Fresh.
sweat; it merely glistens.
Oh, very good.
It's
Well,
a little
what about your
dry. It's
cheese?
pretty sharp. It's got a heady nose on it, for all that means. And yeah, it's good cheese. So you're sitting at the table. Jirashi will serve you any kind of food you want, if you like, and
Can I have a
then
sandwich?
you can have a sandwich. Is Nerida vegetarian too, or is she just
I haven't fully decided. So far, I've stuck to the vegetarian thing, but
maybe
no.
pescatarian because she's a sailor?
Play what you know.
yeah, maybe. I mean, there's not many choices on the sea, probably.
Right. I was like, I don't know if a sailor
Oranges,
could be.
onions, barrel food, cornmeal
Kept in
of some
barrels.
kind,
Big
Crackers.
in barrels of salt.
cracker barrels,
Hardtack.
A lot of potato water. Just
potato water.
Potato
So much
water.
potato water.
Yeah, we were poor too, so probably
Potato
didn't have
water.
many
It's like
choices.
coconut water.
Potato water was a luxury.
Oh
Yeah.
god, I would laugh if that became like a thing.
Just wait.
Asparagus water
give it
was.
10
Yeah,
years.
asparagus water was a thing.
oh,
Oh my god.
Oh.
Cucumber water is a thing. It's been a thing.
Cucumber
Anyway.
water.
Really?
Anyway.
Tastes good. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, you have access to a room at Jirashi's if you want to just go upstairs and have some privacy.
yeah. Should we maybe take watches just in case? I feel like that crafty invisible woman's gonna try to take this.
Oh, is this going to be a long rest?
Yeah, we need a
Oh
long
yeah,
rest.
it's got to be a long
Okay.
We
rest.
super need a long rest.
So
So
the party is reversed
one
and is
room.
awake at night now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
we
mines.
got
Who cares?
super reversed. Yeah.
Okay, Theo, what
Where
were
are
you saying?
Where are our rooms situated? Are they on the same hallway? Can we all fit in like one or two rooms? Is there like, what's the architecture like?
The entire upstairs is just basically like a hallway. There's a small lounge that's just open to the hallway, and then there are several rooms for patrons to stay in. It's very
So if
simple.
you're sitting in the lounge, you should be able to notice anybody.
Well, are
Yes,
there windows
the-
to the rooms?
So the rooms do have some windows in them. Yeah, I think every room has a window.
Can I go
Big enough
back
for
to
a
the
person to
bar
fit in?
and talk to Jirashi?
Sure.
And I'll say, Jirashi, I know this is a strange request, but could I have a cup of flour?
It is a bit of a strange request, sure, but yeah, of course. We've got flour.
Thank you so much. I'll take a cup of flour.
Okay.
And go back to the party and go, if we put this on the ground in front of the door, no invisible people can walk by without making footprints, hopefully, unless she has passed without a trace or something weird going on.
I've heard of certain rangers out in the wild able to cast a magical alarm.
Nope, can't do that.
Anything about that, Cora?
Nope.
Thea, are you versed in any magic that could cause an alarm? Protect
Not yet.
an area?
Unfortunately.
What about our bardic friend? Wait, no, Chance is sorcerer. Mr. Sorcerer Man.
I have a crowbar.
That will do.
I have a string and a bell. I don't know if that helps.
That does
Maybe
actually.
set
That's
a
what
little
you
alarm.
use to cast the spell, but yeah. That's better than nothing. We got flour, we got
Tie it to the
bell.
window and make it.
It's like extremely paranoid.
Yeah.
It's like doomsday prepper party.
I want to inside
So,
check the bell.
I think the bell is a fucking liar. Cora, you believe that if anyone was sitting in the lounge, the lounge is right, so the stairs come up, they come up into like a wall and then turn around into the hallway, and the lounge is sort of on the other side of the stairs. So if you go up the stairs and like make a U-turn and go past, where the stairs go back down to the first floor, there's a small lounge with like a little couch and a chair and a bookshelf and a small table to your right, just past the stairway. And so, yeah, if anyone came up the stairs, you would see them. You'd probably hear them. And yeah, all the rooms have windows.
So we're taking turns standing watch in the hallway, and whichever room has the book will have a bell on the window.
Yeah, bell on the window. We'll set up the flower thing on the door, whichever room has the book.
We could put it under the window too, just in case.
I think maybe 3 people should stay in the room where the book is rather than the usual 2 to a room, which works now that we have 7 people in our party anyway. But because math. But I think that that way we can more efficiently rotate watches.
Okay.
Cool.
See, since I'm going to be
I'm going to use my watch time to, if I can, fix the shackles fully and craft rings. I would like to do both. I don't know.
So both of those things would require your full attention and would not allow you to make a sort of successful watch.
Well, I'll be on watch with someone else.
Okay. Sorry, Chance, you were saying something?
Yeah, I'm still going to be translating the book during my thing, so...
We got some smooth 50s jazz going.
Yeah,
I think we don't want to we want to not look at the book yet until we know it's not going to draw demons, right?
Yeah, we need to rest.
I think we should rest and just conceal the book in a room where 3 of us are. For the time being.
Not open it or translate it.
Not open it or translate it, because we can't take the risks that it would attract something. I don't believe it will, but we cannot take that risk while we're at the inn.
Could we all stay in the same room? Is there enough space? I don't mind sleeping on the floor.
It would be very uncomfortable, and I would say your rest would take significantly longer, like a couple hours longer.
Okay, fine.
The rooms are fairly small. Like there is a room with 3 beds in it, but it's probably still like 9 by 12. It's like just a bedroom. So any more than 4 people staying in there would be very uncomfortable.
Okay, so I currently have the... oh no, do I have it or does Lost have it?
I think Lost had it.
Yeah, Lost has the book.
Okay.
You can be lost for now. Unless, I'd want to do it.
I think, well, sure. It doesn't matter. Lost doesn't say much.
No, and he's pretty predictable.
So I think it sounds like Lost and Chance and someone else should stay in one room.
I say Thea probably, since she has arcane knowledge. If the book starts doing weird things, she'll be able to know what's going on.
+6, y'all.
Also,
Okay.
More than that.
my understanding is that we leveled up after that diplomatic encounter, correct?
Yeah, so during this long rest, you'll level up.
Yeah.
How many
really?
HP do we get again each time?
It's your hit dice, so it depends on your class. I think for clerics, it's 5 plus con, if I
Okay,
remember
that sounds
correctly.
good.
Can you confirm, Thomas?
Yeah, I have 5 hit.
Well, no. So it's your hit dice are d8s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 5 plus con.
Okay.
It's half plus 1 plus con, basically.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think with that, maybe this would be a good place to take a break, and we'll come back and we'll handle this rest situation at Jirashi's stone break. So that's going to be a 10-minute break. We'll be back at 5:21 p.m.
What do you mean situation? Oh.
The situation. All right, be right back, everybody.
Sounds good.
And we're back. So, when we left off, everyone was just settling down to rest at Jirashi's Stone Tavern in Brimshire, and Chance and Lost were going to work to translate, I believe, the Tome of Darkness.
Tome of Eternal Darkness?
Not, fortunately, no.
No, they're waiting until after the rest, and then we're gonna go do it in the cave.
Okay.
I'll
But during the
figure it out.
rest, you're setting up all these things.
And I'm smithing stuff for
And you're
Cora.
smithing in as much as you can smith at a
I
time
mean, it's like
this.
repairs to a thing, so yeah.
Okay. So, and I assume like watches are being kept by the
So
stairs.
I'm doing
right?
a watch with Alec since he's smithing manacles for me. I'm going to watch.
I can take the next watch.
We should definitely have at least 2 on a watch.
I'll take the
Okay.
second watch with Nerida.
You want to take next one with me?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so who's up first?
We're going to trust the 2 noobs to the group together. So,
I guess we trust them
guess
now. They didn't kill
they-
us, so
they didn't kill us. They murdered some things pretty damn good. So
Don't you remember that one demon dog? Head gone. That was me.
It's true.
Okay. I just don't give them the book and we'll be fine.
I think the book is staying in the room with Lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's up first?
I think it's Alik and Cora.
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. It's sort of, as you settle into your watch, you hear, after half an hour or so, you hear the bustle of sort of lunchtime rush from downstairs. Jirashi's seems to be fairly popular in town, especially amongst the locals. Many of them are sort of drinking. It's not as celebratory as you're used to from town. It seems, you know, you're used to, at least in the evening, you hear sort of like cheers and cries and like people making jokes to each other loudly and drinking. And it doesn't seem like that. It seems like a lot of people ordering and a lot of sort of more stern talking. But other than that, your watch passes without incident. Who's
Did I
up
fix
next?
the shackles? Do I need to roll for that?
Thea and I.
No, we'll just say you fix the shackles.
Neat.
You
The shackles
assume
are
you
fixed
give
now,
them to
Cora.
Cora. Yeah.
Woohoo. With lead.
Lead.
That'll be 500 gold.
Yeah, uh-huh.
They're rather heavy.
I'm going to sleep now.
Cool. I'll take an IOU.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later.
Okay. Who's up next?
Me and Thea.
Okay. So you two are taking watch by the stairs?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is like late afternoon. The lunch rush has sort of died down. There are still a few patrons downstairs that you can hear, but speak mostly in sort of not hushed tones, but to you very muffled as you're sitting upstairs. And watch otherwise passes without much incident. Who's up next? Unless you guys wanted to have a conversation during this watch of any kind.
No, I'll just lean awkwardly against the wall.
I'm just reading
Whatever
whatever books I have.
I was gonna say Theo just reads.
Yeah.
Trogdor's like worming around between her legs and like crawling all over the furniture. Okay, who's up next? Is that Chance and Walgwin?
Us. Yeah.
Great. You guys exchange watches, and oh wow, this is like a little more triumphant than I was hoping. There, that's better. It's a rest though, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not kooky time.
20 million demons pour out of the floorboards.
It's as you sort of finish your watch, it's starting to approach evening. You hear a few more people starting to come in. It's getting a little louder. It's not nearly as rambunctious as you're used to. Finally, that's going to be lost. Who's on the next watch? 4, right?
Do we have any more people? I think we're an uneven number.
Lost and Harbicure. Told Middle League has not been on a watch yet.
I was on the first
Oh
one.
yeah, he was on the first one with Cora. Yeah, so just lost on the last one.
Okay, we have 7 people.
Well, I could go on the last watch as well because I only need to meditate for 4 hours or whatever.
That's true. So you and Lost take the last watch. It's getting into dinner time now. You do hear quite the dinner rush. There's a lot of like clanging of plates, but again, it doesn't sound jovial downstairs like it did a couple days ago. Whoa, that was super loud, Cora.
Sorry, I thought that was off.
That's okay. Okay, so yeah, again, your watch passes uneventfully. It's okay. So towards the end of your watch, though, like a couple comes upstairs, a couple of half-elves. They are sort of, holding their hands, like holding each other's hands and smiling and joking to each other, and they just head past your rooms and into a room at the far side of the hallway. Other than that, nothing notable happened.
Give them out to people who don't have heals, I think.
Yeah, that's what I think. Who wants healing potions?
It's a good offer. Free healing potions.
I mean, I don't have any healing potions. I will take 1.
Alright.
Yeah, how many did we get?
3.
I will take 1.
Alright, I'll give one to Cora, Thea, and Chance.
Alright.
Mark that off on your sheets. Wait, are they just basic healing potions?
Yeah.
And that heals how many?
2d4
2d4.
plus 2.
Plus 2.
Full healing potions, right? You said.
Potion of healing,
Regular.
2d4 plus 2.
And if you have Blessing of Hope, it'll deal max.
It's true.
Oh, sorry. Hold on one sec.
Okay. What are we doing? Hello? What's everybody doing?
I think we're going to the mines, right?
Yeah, we're gonna head out to the mines.
Alright, so again, walking around the streets, not a lot of activity, surprisingly.
Did we want to check in with Hollandar before we go back into the mines, or do we want to just...
We didn't know where he was. We knew where his mom's house is.
Well, we could check his mine as well.
Yeah, you sort of know that he tends to be around the new boar in the west, or at his house, which is also where his mother lives.
Might as well.
So to the new boar?
Well, I think we go to his mother's house, that's closer, and then to the new boar, and then to the mines.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way to Hollandar's house / Isoline's house, which is
Oh,
his
it's not
mother.
Mamandar?
It's not Mamadar. It's a very ordinary house in town, just a small oil lantern out front, illuminating the doorway. In the darkness is the night here in Brimshire.
Should we knock? See if she's home?
Somebody can certainly knock.
I nominate someone who's charismatic.
I'll knock. Let's see
So
what's up.
far, he hasn't been
Okay.
anything but friendly to us. I don't think there's any reason to be suspicious.
Walgwyn knocks on the door. Just a moment. After a moment or two, the door opens, and a about 5.5 foot human female with long brown hair, brown eyes, and a very slight build greets you at the door. Yes? Can I help you?
Hi, we're actually friends of Hollandar's, and we were wondering if he is home at the moment.
Oh, you're friends. Not,
Like friendly acquaintances, I would say.
Okay. Well, he's not here at the moment. I'm sure you know what's been going on lately. Everyone has found out about him.
Yeah. Do you happen to know why this occurrence happened?
Well, yeah, of course. I'm his mother. He was not like other boys, as you can tell.
What's his dad like? Just out of curiosity.
When you bring up his father, she goes sullen and like just 1,000-yard stare. I don't like to talk about that.
Okay, sorry. Do you know where he might be right now?
Takes her a moment to recover. She's like, I'm sorry. He's probably down at the new work camp by his boar in the west.
Told you guys he'd be there. I told you.
Like to persuade her to talk about things? It would really help us out. You know, we're friends of Hollandar, and we're really trying to just understand the situation better so that we can fully assist this town and its people.
Ah, yes.
Having
You
someone roll for me.
have noble goals. Sorry, I don't like to talk about him much. You've seen him. What's your persuasion bonus?
+5, I believe.
Oh, wow. You proficient in persuasion?
Yes.
That would be why. So 13. Well, I don't like to talk about him much. You know what he is. The whole town knows now. We've hidden him his whole life as best we could. But he's not the boy I hoped he'd be. He's the only child I could get.
I mean, he seems like he's a fine man. He stands up for the townspeople and the workers, the downtrodden. He
Defends
needs to
the
do what's
innocent.
right. Yeah,
He
he
has
even
hell
saved
in his
us.
heart. We
I hope
believe.
so. I'd like to believe he's changed. He's different now. But
Now,
that's not the Hollandar I've always known.
Well, maybe you can tell us a little bit about him so that we can know what we're dealing with.
He was a troubled child. Don't know if a child of a fiend could ever be right. Hope he is now. Used to do terrible things. Just take pleasure in the suffering of other creatures. I worry that's in his nature.
When did you see a change in him? He seems to not enjoy the suffering of others now. He's actively working to prevent it.
He's grown so quickly. He was an adult by the time he was only 7 or 8 years old.
And how old is he now?
He's 15. By our standards. He appears much older, doesn't he?
Hmm.
Surely that's due to his father. He grew apart from me then. I worked with him as best I could. I think I did start to see a change in his later years. Haven't been close for some time.
Does he have many friends or anyone he is close with? A brother or a sister or a cousin?
I've never known him to keep anyone close, not even his mother. The town has many people in it who worship him now. Think he's their savior, maybe. I hope so.
Has he talked to you about how he feels about people thinking he's their savior?
We don't talk much anymore. Doesn't always stay here. He often stays at the camp.
When was the last time that you spoke to Hollandar?
2 or 3 days ago. Not much of a conversation. If there's anything else, this is a difficult subject for me. I'd like to go.
Well, take heart. Sometimes the brightest lights come from the dark, and it does seem that your son has changed his ways.
Yes.
Sorry to have
Seems so.
troubled you.
Can I insight check if she agrees with us or if she thinks her son is evil?
Sure.
Can I help?
Yep. You want to roll separately, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
19 plus 8.
I have 0 insight.
So Thea, you're trying to get a read on her, you're just like looking at her strange, and you're not used to social cues, and it's like really off-putting. But
making her physically uncomfortable.
yeah, she's about to puke, and then but Nerida gets a good read. She is heavily conflicted. You just get the sense from everything she's said and the way she carries herself, the way she doesn't want to talk about this. She doesn't really know whether a Hollandar means well or not, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really difficult for her. She closes the door. You're back in the spotted light streets of Brimshire.
Well, I'll say, she seems genuinely unsure to the point of internal conflict over it. Hopefully, He is a kind man now.
To Hollandorf's mines.
I do think we should proceed with caution, given what his mother said about him. I have no reason to doubt his intentions, but the fact that it's only been 7 or 8 short years since he was possibly torturing other creatures for, pleasure, we should perhaps just be careful.
Yeah.
Are we going to cast Pass Without a Trace and sneak up on him?
I think we should talk to him still.
He hasn't been upset with us for a reason. Last time we met him, pretty sure all he said was stay out of his way.
I don't think we should mention the book to him until we know what his true intentions are.
Yeah.
If he comes from darkness, the book might be too big a temptation for him.
Also, this could all be a front for him to get the book.
Yeah, he
Precisely.
could have even started a second board to try to find this cavern or something in the end.
That's true. It's perhaps the Lachri came upon that cavern by accident, and Hollandar is actually looking for it. We don't really know.
Let's keep close to the chest.
Yeah, where is everybody going? Where is the party going?
Oh, so before we go anywhere, in studying my books last night, I came across a spell that I think will be quite useful to us. It allows me to obscure an object or a person from detection, and I'd like to use it on the book.
That's a good idea.
Before we proceed.
What spell is that?
Non-detection. It'll only last 8 hours, but that gives us some time until I can cast it again.
Also, while we're on the subject, I learned, or rather, I preyed upon the knowledge of learning detect good and evil, so that I got a suspicion about the Lachrimaedus. We'll see.
I think that's quite wise.
Okay.
Just be careful about casting it in front of them.
Yeah, and it does help detect even like aberrations and fiends and all that junk that will be in here. So
non-detection does require 25 gold of diamond dust. So you can just pay the 25 gold. Yeah. You say the magic words, and make a motion over the book. I assume like Lost just pulls it out of his coat briefly while you cast the spell. Mm-hmm. And you cast non-detection on the Tome of Darkness. Places it back into his cloak, satchel, something.
His pants.
His pants. It's like shoved down the back of his pants. It's like he can't bend backwards because it's, propping his back up. Anyway, and you head over to this western mining camp here. This is mostly sort of like quickly set up tents, although a lot of them, because they anticipate being more permanent, you feel like they're starting to dig in. There are some fire pits dug and benches placed outside that look sort of recently carved from wood. There are some sort of rocks that have been carved into makeshift benches around a lot of these fire pits. And there's one large tent towards the center of the congregation that is brightly lit, and there are 2 men standing outside of it.
Are either of them Hollandar?
It's pretty dark, but you don't really think so in this light.
I think someone should announce our presence so we don't alert them. I wouldn't want them to get spooked by us.
And as you're walking through the camp, clearly a lot of people notice you, but you haven't really necessarily taken sides in this dispute in any meaningful way, so they don't seem that off-put by your presence.
But the people like me, I raised their spirits. What I sang to them, and
it's true. You're kind of like back and forth so far, as far as the public knows. I mean, you are working with the Lachrimae, but not on anything bad. Yeah, you're not like suppressing workers or anything. You're like killing demons to save the workers, so kind of a wash.
Mm-hmm.
So should some of us stealthily enter while the rest of us announce our presence, or are we going to keep the party together on this one?
I think we should keep the party together and just approach them honestly and straightforwardly because we have no reason to sneak.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we need to talk to him to get a sense of what his intentions are as well.
Okay, so you approach the tent. There are two. There's one half-orc and then just a human man outside. And they're dressed in very, canvas cloth clothing. It looks very uncomfortable, and they just kind of stop you as you approach the tent. The half-orc says, "This is a strategy session here. It's a meeting."
Could you let Hollandar know that we've arrived? We were working with him earlier to clear the demons in the mine.
Clear the demons.
He helped us in the fight.
Looks to the man on his right, just so they nod at each other. The half-orc enters the tent. You hear some, talking from inside. There clearly was talking already, but you hear the half-orc talking now, gently. And then, Hollandar, in his human form, exits the tent and meets you. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Where are you on closing that abyssal gate?
We weren't able to find it. We were interrupted by Linnea Lachrimae. She attacked us.
Linnea. She's crafty.
She
Gotta
was,
watch out for her.
She seemed to be searching for something, but we don't know what.
She
Do
was
you know?
invisible. And once we left the mine, she lied to her brother and claimed to have been kidnapped by demons and that they believe that you were responsible. We wanted to warn you in case they try to act on this.
Yeah, they announced earlier. They announced to the whole town that I was behind the kidnapping.
It's unfortunate.
It's really pushed people to take sides. It's pushing everyone to the brink. I've lost a few followers, but it's nothing I can't regain.
Do you have any idea why she might have actually been in there if you didn't kidnap her?
She was in the mines, you say?
Yes.
Skulking around invisible?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't know too much about what's in these mines. I think the fact that there's demons in at least the Lachri Mines it's a sign that there's some evil magic afoot there. She could have been looking for anything to help herself gain power over her brother, over the town.
You mentioned she was skulking around invisible. Is it common knowledge that she has magic?
Oh, you said she was skulking around invisible.
They were invisible.
Never mind.
Yeah. We did find the laboratory of some kind of wizard who seemed to be dealing in summons of some kind, but the laboratory looked empty or in disuse for quite a while as well.
Interesting. What did you find there?
Not too much. A lot of molded stone, and it looked like they were doing sacrifices in there. There was also a spectator who was quite powerful, but seemed as if he'd been risen for a while. I don't know if he was the source of these new demons overrunning the mines or not.
I'd like to insight check to see if he seems surprised that we found this, or interested,
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing when we were done talking to
Go for it.
Rim!
Yeah, you guys are just spilling our hand all over the place here.
Not all of it. +8, so a number.
A number.
22.
22.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thea's got it.
Do you have bonuses to that?
+3.
I don't think she... Oh,
Plus 3? Okay.
It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's better than mine.
Okay. So, for whatever reason, you are on top of this guy. You're just hanging on his every word, watching all his body motions and stuff. As you're talking about Thuriel's laboratory, his interest is definitely piqued momentarily, and then he noticeably hides it. Yeah. But he doesn't seem like he was expecting it.
So he's familiar with he's not surprised by the idea. He seems surprised.
Like he's kind of surprised that you brought this up, and perhaps that it was in the mines at all. But he's definitely intrigued by it and like interested in what you're talking about.
Okay.
Do you think there's anything in the laboratory that she would have been interested in?
Why are you asking me? I don't know anything about this laboratory.
Maybe you know something about her. I mean, we're new in town, and you seem to have been dealing with their family for a while.
The laboratory seemed quite old. I guess we're just curious if you'd heard anything about it since you have been in town.
I can't say that I have. If she's skulking around there, especially invisible, she's obviously some kind of magic user, or else has some kind of accomplice that's a magic user. Allows her to do that. Be in there after some kind of demonic magic.
Do you know of any... Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay, you go.
Do you know of any magical history within the Lachrimaedus family?
I don't know the Lachri all that well. They're very proud of their heritage, but I had a bit of a troubled youth, probably given my now apparent heritage. Not proud of it, I must say. It's all I can do now to right the wrongs and use this power I was given to help the people of this town.
Do I believe him?
Roll insight.
Uh, 16.
16. You're not sure. Even with a 16, you're not sure. He seems like he isn't proud of what he did when he was younger. But as far as like using his power to help the people of this town, can't really get a read.
I'm gonna sort of covertly check in with Trogdor and see what he's feeling during this conversation. Since he seems to be good at judging character.
Trogdor, okay. He, just so we're clear, he communicates telepathically, but he can't just like read someone's mind who's unwilling and stuff like that.
No, I know. I just like, he seems like, like how dogs like don't like dicks usually. I'm imagining that he has some sort of like, animal sense of someone's intentions.
Okay.
Is that a literal or figurative statement about dogs anyway?
Oh.
I don't want to know how you know that. Trogdor is like, so you like communicate with Trogdor, like, what do you think? And Trogdor is kind of like looking at Holland. Now that things are so polarized, who knows what could happen tomorrow. Planning to lead more demonstrations, but I don't want things to get violent if they don't have to.
Just in case, can you provide us with a map of your drill hole, your bore?
We've only broken into the cavern recently. We don't have it mapped out yet. We don't even have any cartographers, as far as I know.
But you haven't had any trouble with creatures in your, early bore?
We broke into the cavern yesterday. Haven't had any demons yet, but they don't come out every single day. We're still keeping arms and armor nearby. Well, if you guys are going into the Lachri Mines, I wish you all the best of luck, and hopefully you can close that abyssal gate before anything really bad happens.
Thank you. I hope so too. And with that music, I guess I wink.
We're having a jaunty party over here. So I'll get back to it if you don't mind.
Alright, hope you have a good night.
Yeah. Don't get killed.
I'll certainly try.
Goes back into the tent. Find yourself once again in the encampment in Brimshire.
Well, do you guys want to head into the mines then, I guess?
Go deeper. Let's see if we can stir up any more demons.
Yeah, maybe find the source.
So is it mine time?
It is mine
the
time. It is the time for the mines.
Okay. By the time you reach
Minecraft.
the entrance of the Lachri Mines, again, there are a couple guards stationed outside. They've been in disuse for a couple of days now due to the demons. Like, the Lachri aren't taking chances. Getting any more people killed. So the guards sort of spot you as you approach. They recognize you and let you on through. But these mines are off limits to everyone else, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so who has the diamond? I don't remember. Do I have it?
Didn't you buy it?
I think so, but I think I was also AFK. Alright, I'll put that on my list that I
You
have
bought a
it.
diamond?
Yeah, we bought a diamond.
Oh, for the red. We bought like
Yeah.
a
200
bag
G
of
worth of
shitty
diamonds.
diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like,
they're uncut, but they're still diamonds.
yeah, it's not like a diamond. It's like just diamonds.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah,
Revivify fuel.
yeah, 200 gold worth of revivify.
Isn't it 300? It better have been.
Is it 300?
It's
We
300.
have it. Whatever it is, we have.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah.
it was, we did the right thing. Let's say.
Okay. Heading into the mines. I imagine you... Let's see. Okay. That's okay, I'll play for Cora. She needs to take a break. Let's have her try to lead you back. I think with your stats, that's no problem at all. So, recovering the trail that you guys had been following last night, I suppose, you make your way back all the way down, back past Thuriel's laboratory. Let's do this. Come to a place in the cavern where there is a... Let's put everyone on here. The cavern sort of widens, and then there's... Oh, I'm looking for Thea. I'm assuming Thea is like using her staff for light this whole time as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Say this is like somewhat lit. We'll do full moon. It'll look cool. All right. The cavern widens a bit, and then there's this almost like bridge made of stone. It looks like a natural feature, actually. At least at first glance. And all is quiet and still.
This is just beyond the laboratory. Sorry.
Yeah, just a little
Okay.
ways beyond the laboratory.
Well, I thought that was a dead end. I didn't realize there was a beyond the laboratory.
No. So past the laboratory is like a side cavern that you went down.
Oh, okay.
So past that, if you're following the sort of giant monkey-like demon trail, you would have arrived here.
Can we tell what's below the bridge?
If you move to the edge of it and look down with a light source.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a couple of rocks, and I'm gonna cast light on them and then drop them down.
Okay. Is light concentration? I don't remember. Like a bit of sediment, perhaps? Maybe some water ran through here in the past? And then just a bunch more rocks. I mean, you see what you see here, basically.
How far down is it?
You'd guess about 20, 25 feet.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a giant chasm.
Does the water look very deep?
There's no water there currently.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There's just like
It's
some
just-
sediment. Some, like,
Okay.
dirt.
It looks to me like this was once a river, perhaps, or maybe just an underground aquifer, but it's dry now, and I don't see anything of interest down there.
Does the bridge look structurally sound?
Roll perception.
Get back to my strip. Uh, 17?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the stone is certainly thick enough. It looks like at least 2 feet or so thick at its thinnest point.
Okay, so we can get across this okay, I think.
Trogdor just like hops up and flies around in the large cavern.
Well, do you guys want to continue, I guess?
Yeah, let's see what's over there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's cross this bridge.
Alright, so what's the order that we're going in?
I'll go first.
I'll go after Nerida.
Right?
I'll go after Thea.
Let's see. Are you all single file? Like, this bridge is about 10 feet wide.
Yeah, I think single file is probably safer.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. There it is.
Oh.
Yes, I die.
So wait, what's the order? This, the, Welgwyn?
Shit. But no, before we go on the bridge, if nothing is something happening right now or no?
No, we're just making
So-
our order. You can like
Okay,
grab
yeah,
me and
before
be
we
like,
go
I
on the
go ahead of you.
bridge,
or
Can I do
something.
like a history check to see if this is natural? And then is there some way for me to check if it's structurally sound?
I checked if it was structurally sound.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I
Nerida
do a
made
history
those
check
checks
on
already.
See if this was made by people? Is that something I could tell?
It's not like a history check. That would just be like perception. You can roll perception to see if you think it was crafted or natural.
Sure, why not? That's pretty good. 18, I think?
Okay. Yeah, it definitely appears to be natural.
Okay. That's pretty much it.
Okay. So what's the order after Welgwyn?
I guess we should kind of
You
evenly
like-
distribute our weight a little bit more.
Lost, Cora,
And then the other cleric.
Yeah,
Alik.
I'll hold up the end. I guess.
maybe Chance, and then Alik.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Cleric sandwich.
Fortunately,
protection.
like, digging in the rocks a bit here.
It's for your health.
Steve Brule. Okay. So Nerida,
Yes.
when you get here,
Hope you got good decks.
Nope.
Would we really
Everybody
cross
out.
this all at once or one by one? Because one by one seems smarter.
you're going in a line.
All right.
It's too late.
Scooby Doo
It's too
line.
late.
I'm just
Okay, so when you get here, you step on the stone, and this glyph glows underfoot, and
Shit.
a gust of wind pushes both you and Thea. I need you to roll.
Can I do anything?
Nope. You're
Okay.
surprised by it.
Okay.
But do we have a reaction?
No, you're surprised by it. You get no reaction.
No reaction at all?
You're surprised. You were not expecting this. You can only react to things you were expecting. This is like rules is written. Like in a surprise round, surprised creatures get no actions or reactions or movement or anything. They just don't
Okay.
get a turn.
If I could, I would be like, oh, I'm getting blown with wind, and also blow a counter wind in the other direction.
Nope.
But there's no time for that.
All right.
Fine.
Thea and Nerida both roll strength saving throws.
Thea
Let's
did
see.
pretty
I
good.
believe it's plus.
This is
3.
strength?
Yep.
Okay, plus nothing for me.
Okay.
Yeah, plus
So-
3.
Despite the howling gust of wind, neither of you are actually pushed at all. And the wind, just for those interested, seems to be blowing in this direction. It's right to left as the way you're approaching the cavern
Is it
there.
just consistent wind or was it a gust?
It's still going.
Oh, good.
Is it like the full height of a person? Like, could we go underneath it?
It is the full height of a person.
Okay.
It is the gust of wind spell, effectively.
Yeah.
So we can go over
Should I
it
have pulled
theoretically
up?
if somebody tosses us.
That's true.
Ha! I know how Welgwin's getting over. And Cora.
So what are we doing? The longer you stand in the gust of wind, the more strength saves you'll have to make.
I mean, I'll go through it so that I'm at least on the other side, but say, look out, there's wind to the friends behind.
You push through
Yeah.
I'll
it.
grab Thea through it as well so that
Yeah.
we're on the other side of the wind. It should be
And
like
I'm-
10 feet wide.
As soon
right?
as we're on the other side, I'm going to turn around and watch for the people walking across to see if any of them fall. And I'm going to prepare Featherfall.
Okay.
Can somebody cast like Wall of Stone or Wall of Thorns or something to like, mute the wind? Wall of something?
I don't have any walls.
Can I see where it's coming from?
How about web? If you cast web on here, we can just walk through slowly and we won't get blown off because we'll be stuck in webs.
But then you'll take damage.
Not from
the
a
only
web.
choices I have are like to dispel it, which is a level 3 spell, or to counter wind, which is level 2, which would hopefully maybe make it a neutral space.
What's counter? You mean like you're gonna cast gust of
If
wind?
I'm into the wind, and so there's just wind in both
You're
directions.
just gonna make a
with it.
tornado, you crazy.
It's this high pressure zone in one spot.
I thought if you were getting pushed 15 feet one direction and 15 feet the other direction.
Oh,
you could
that's
just walk
fair.
through.
I think
It's
gust.
not like it's a circular action.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
But that's how tornadoes form. Just two gusts of wind blowing into each other, and one of them
Okay.
goes down, the other one goes up, and then they spin.
Take heed, and if any of you fall, I will catch you.
Alright, I think that's probably a good plan. Could I like assist by putting out my glaive so they can like grab the end of it?
Well, they're probably not gonna want to grab the blade.
No, like the pole part.
I know what you mean, but like the pole part is not that long, right? It's like maybe.
I have
And
10
I
feet
can
reach,
also,
so
Yeah, but that's because you're like holding.
fine.
So you
How
don't.
about a rope? Can I throw a rope and like assist?
You can certainly throw a rope. While everyone's digging through their pouches and stuff, the wind slowly dissipates.
Okay.
Let's take rocks and toss them over different stones of the rest of the bridge. Britt says at Thomas's head.
Thomas is head?
I whip rocks at Thomas's head for
Thomas's
no
head.
reason at the end of the
Just for
line.
fun.
It's just for fun.
So let's do that. Anybody got rocks?
I mean,
They're just
we're in a cave. Shouldn't there
flying
be?
around?
There are rocks all
All right,
over.
I'll.
Are they
Like-
made of tin? Tin is
They're not
tin.
made of tin.
They're
no.
definitely tin rocks.
All right, so I'm gonna grab one and get ready to toss it.
Trapdoors
I'm
flying
coaching
around. Hurrah!
All right, I'm gonna toss the rock here.
Okay, you throw a rock. Cling, 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 cling.
Does the spell go off again? Just out of curiosity.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Flying. Then so I'm gonna, pick up the rock, back up to this spot, and then toss the rock here. So I'm like 10 feet away at all times, but tossing the rock.
Okay, so you're gonna like displace Nerida.
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of the way, please. I'm doing rock stuff.
Are you walking forwards? I assume everyone is just following at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I'm just gonna toss the rock 2 tiles ahead as we, pick up the rock back up. throw
Okay,
the
so you're
rock.
displacing Nerida.
Yeah. Does
That-
Narada want to go to the back of the line?
Sure, I'll move to the back.
Make another cleric sandwich.
Yeah.
A little sideways party with Chance.
This is our little lo-fi winds catcher.
Clip
thing.
with me.
So yeah, just as we go, we just have a nice little wind party. Boop.
Oh no.
Okay, so you're moving forward?
Yeah, and then doing the same thing, Move
Did you
forward.
already move? You already moved forward, right?
Yeah, so this is a tile. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh. The rock proof. Oh no.
Alert!
Alert. Something happens.
We hit the laser beams.
This is the bomb rune.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have strapped a piton down and then
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
no thank you. I don't like dexterity saving throws. Hi, 16.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it
So
is.
you start to step forwards, and as you do, luckily you just put your hand out for a moment, and you feel it sort of enter a cold, slimy thing,
Oh no.
and you pull back. We're gonna roll initiative.
No!
Times.
But I will say that this gets a surprise round on you.
Surprising slime. Slime surprise.
Oh no! It's a cube!
Oh, it's big.
Oh no.
Okay. So,
Oh,
I need to
ugh.
roll that.
Did you roll initiative already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's-
did.
Oh, okay. It seems like it's the same.
We are
as
last.
No, I rolled.
Okay. I'm just
definitely different,
crazy.
'cause
I'm
the
just
other one
always
was-
last.
The other one's erased. So this one's new. Our fast guys all got crazy high rolls, and we all got crazy low rolls.
No over 20s though.
Well, yeah, but pretty high still.
Just need to know what flavor of gelatin this is. Or what flavor of slime.
It looks
Could be made with fruit
Ooh.
pectin, okay?
Looks like
So
a
it's
skeleton flavor.
probably raspberry or maybe grape, because sometimes grape is blue for some reason.
Yeah, but it's like,
It's definitely razzle dazzle, guys.
see, I think you're all wrong. It's ice flavored slime.
Yeah, it's frost. It's Gatorade frost flavored.
Oh wow, this is way better than I thought. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh,
Shit.
Better for us or better for you?
You're
Better for
all
me.
dead.
That's evil.
Okay.
Oh no! It's
Where'd it
flying.
go?
So, on this thing's turn, it first moves into Alec's square. Make a dex save.
I just did though.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not good at dex.
I
Stop
know.
making me do that.
Nope. As it engulfs
it.
you.
No.
I believe that's a failure, actually. Yep. So you are now engulfed.
Okay. Is that a status effect?
Yes. You cannot breathe. As the cube moves
God.
over you, you struggle for a moment and fail to get out of the way in time. Suddenly, like, it engulfs your face and your entire body, and you momentarily sort of like gasp for air, and only horrible gelatinous fluid enters your mouth, and you quickly cough it out and realize that you have to now hold your breath.
Oh shit.
Let's see, how far can it move? It's then going to move again to this. Thea, make a dex saving throw.
How many creatures can it engulf? Also, do I take damage?
Not right now.
Okay.
Okay, so when the cube tries to move into you, you are able to, like, bounce it. You can choose to be pushed back 5 feet or to the side of the cube. Being pushed back 5 feet will push you into Welgwyn, and you'll likely sort of, like, fall down. Or sorry, you succeeded. No, you're fine. Yeah. Would you like to be
But
pushed?
I have to choose whether I'm getting pushed sideways or backways.
Yep.
I'm gonna go sideways,
Okay, so you are off the edge,
and then I cast Featherfall on myself because it's already prepared.
and you slowly drift down to the ground down here. The cube then moves forward again. Welgwyn, make a dex save.
Can
I got you.
It's like a horrible gelatinous Roomba.
Oh
wanna
no.
reroll that.
Oh.
Can I reroll that?
You can,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, good. God,
It's actually better than a low roll.
Yeah, it is.
And that's going to be +6.
13. Ooh.
+6. Okay, you succeed. You can be bounced to the side or backward.
Can they not move like diagonal? That's like
Nope.
a pretty.
To the side or backward.
I guess I will bounce to the side. And try
Okay.
and Thea.
And I
Roll
will
it.
cast Featherfall on her again because I can cast it as many times I want to with a creature
I
that's
think
within
you
60
can
feet of
cast
me.
it on 6 people at once the first time you
Yeah,
did
but
it.
but only if they're falling actively, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
mean,
because it
DM, you
ends
tell
when
me.
they land. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to eat up a bunch of spell slots, but I also don't want anyone to fall down and break their neck.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think you can cast it again. So you had one prepared. This is a surprise round, so like you don't have any reactions.
Oh, and I don't
or
have a
anything.
reaction. Shit.
Yeah. So she's gonna fall, but fortunately you're a small rogue. So roll acrobatics. See how well you take this fall.
Oh,
Very, very well. Okay. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you're pushed over the side of the ledge and plummet down into the depths below. Fortunately, you're looking down and you sort of tumble into some dirt and don't land just directly on stone. You don't smash anything too hard. It's just 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And then these things are great. It's going to attack Lost with a gelatinous pseudopod. 20 to hit. I'm almost certain that hits. Katie, you're gonna have to keep track of Lost
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. His AC is 12.
Okay, so this pseudopod extends out of the cube and sloshes across Lost. He's unable to dodge.
But can he do Hellish Rebuke?
Yeah, he can.
Or does that count as... Okay.
Oh, no, it's a reaction in this surprise round, so no, he can't.
Okay.
Take 15 points of acid damage. As the pseudopod sloshes across him, his skin starts to, like, bubble up underneath the acid that's dissolving it. And that'll be next round. So, Cora, top of the round.
So I guess I will step diagonally back a bit and shoot this thing in the face.
Okay. Like, where do you want to move?
Like as far as I can, it seems, to not get pushed over. While looking around, do I notice there's any other of these things that are going to try to surprise us?
If you want, you can spend your action looking for them. But you won't be able to attack. Yeah, so okay, go ahead and shoot the cube.
Can someone roll a d20 for me? Plus 10.
Yeah, I got it. He's just opening the fight with a crit every time now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's 2d8 plus 5 for damage, right?
Yeah.
Oh, not great damage. 9 points of piercing damage.
14.
No, 9.
Plus the 5.
Oh yeah, plus the 5, or 14. It's cute.
And again.
You draw back and loose a second arrow. Let's get the battle cam.
Well, I hit it at least. So this time it's a d8 and a d6 plus 5.
Isn't your extra damage... Is it a d6? Yeah.
Is it a d8? I don't
7
remember.
plus 5 is 12. So 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Also, roll... Can you roll are you in front of the thing? Should I roll for you?
It would be appreciated if you would do it for me.
3d6. Okay, you're super lucky. While firing at this, you don't manage... You manage to avoid hitting Alik at all.
Oh, good.
Chance.
You're welcome, buddy.
That brings us to you.
I'm gonna move 3 spaces this way. And let's go with Frostbite on the... Yeah, Frostbite.
Okay. That's like a save, right?
Yeah, that's a 15 con save.
It succeeds. Does it take anything if it succeeds? Still take half?
Let's see. No. Doesn't do anything if it succeeds.
Yep, that's correct. Okay, so a cold mist starts forming around the cube, and it wiggles and wiggles and wiggles and shakes the cold mist away and is not chilled by it. Anything else?
No, not right now.
Okay, that brings us to Welgwyn, who's now down
I
in
would
this
like
pit.
I would like to climb out, or I'm not close enough to climb out. Can you move? So that's right. I'm gonna walk up towards the pit, towards the exit of the pit. The other way. The other way. The other way. No. Back on the opposite side of where the thing is. No, here. Sorry. Move. Let me do it.
This way, okay. So it's your full movement to get there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, you have one more move.
Okay, yeah, one more square then, I guess. Oh, that's fine. That one right
There. Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
And you want to try to climb?
Yeah, can I still do that?
If you can use your bonus action to dash as a I forget what it's called. It's cutting action. So
Cool.
you can do
Can I
that and
dash
and climb.
that cliff face?
Go for it. I'd say so. Roll strength.
Oh boy. And I have a -1, so 13.
-1. So there aren't a whole lot of footholds here, and in several places you think you might have to sort of like jump a bit to get up higher. Roll acrobatics.
Okay. And that's +3, so 11.
+3. Okay, so I'm going to say you're able to make it, with your movement, you're able to make it about like 3/4 of the way up the cliff face there by the end of your turn. Yeah. Anything else? You can't really do much else, huh?
Yeah, no, that's it for now.
All right, Thea.
Okay. I am going to use my new trick where I can... Hold on, let me find it. Benign transportation. Your action... you use your action to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. Do I get to move in addition to that action still?
So that takes your action, so you would still have your full movement. Yes.
Okay, so...
Kind of
And you
bonus.
said that it's about 25 feet?
Yeah, with
Yep.
that you could get back up to like somewhere above
So
you,
I'm gonna-
close by.
Teleport to, like, here?
Sure.
And then I'm going to use my movement to move down the bridge. My full movement.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. Make a dex save.
Okay.
Found another one, didn't you?
God damn it.
Shouldn't have gone further down.
I know.
I was really hoping people would run further down. Fortunately, you succeed. So you get bounced. I assume you want to get bounced backwards.
Yes, please.
As you're like, oh, I know this feeling. You bounce into a second cube.
Oh, damn it.
You still can move one space if you like.
Jump back down.
I'm out.
I'll just move backwards one.
That's a good call.
Cool.
That would put you here. Okay. That brings us to... Is it lost? No. This cube. It's going to make another dex save via... As it attempts to engulf you. You succeed. You want to get bounced back?
Yeah.
It's gonna keep moving and doing this for the rest of the
It
round.
moves
Yeah.
forward one more time. Roll
It
another
can't
dex
move very
save.
far though.
It can't move very far.
No,
it's
I
true.
didn't. I made noises. I didn't say yeah. I said
Too late.
Okay.
It took too long.
Sorry,
No,
I thought
I'm
you said
gonna-
yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna jump back down.
Okay, so you get bounced back down.
Yeah.
Roll acrobatics. It's not going to be
Okay.
good for you, probably.
Probably not.
Oh no.
Broken ankles.
Not great.
You sure?
You are
He
not
said
as
doesn't wanna
graceful
jump down
as
on
your
top?
halfling friend, and you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall onto some rocks.
That's better than being engulfed
Does-
and taking a fuckload of acid damage.
Does my +2 to acrobatics help?
No.
I mean, a little, but
No. Not enough to make any difference.
Oh,
Okay. That brings us... That was great. That brings us to Lost. I assume
8 wolves.
He conjures 8 wolves.
Or some kind of thorn.
Yes. Okay, give me a second because I have to figure out
Sure.
what he has and what he's gonna do, and
Yeah.
I hate playing him in combat.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Brief intermission.
Wants
I'm
to
gonna
be a
use the
creature?
bathroom while you do that.
Okay.
So what did I miss? Apparently, cubes came.
More
We're being
cubes
attacked by Jello,
are
possibly fruit jack.
invisible
We're not sure.
and I think immune to rocks.
Oof.
Immune to rocks.
Yeah, I threw the rock at it, and the rock did
Cool.
not detect it somehow.
Well, you need to stop picking out the tin rocks in the set.
I guess maybe it's because they were tin.
You are such a bad dwarf.
I am a great dwarf as long as it's tin.
I hope those rings weren't tinsmith.
I made sure to ask him if they were tin. He said platinum, so
Okay.
But you can definitely see that they had some tin in them, at least.
yeah. I mean, it's not pure platinum for sure.
All right, I'm back. What are we doing?
Talking about tin.
Yeah.
And
Um.
Cast some crazy druid spells.
Yeah.
Set it on fire. Start a campfire underneath.
I mean, that's actually what I'm leaning toward.
Yeah.
I don't think animals will hurt it because it's Jello. I don't think a wolf bomb is going to help us here, so
Yeah,
I'm
if
going to
only we
light the
knew
one
about Jello.
that I'm going to light the one that Alik is not in on fire. See how that
With
goes.
well,
conjure
hopefully
bonfire.
they can only absorb so many physical things. So we feed them wolves until they're full.
Fill them with wolves.
That's actually a great point. Sorry, I didn't think of that.
So you're doing conjure bonfire, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, which is a dex save. You can imagine how good cubes are at dex.
Yeah, it's a 13 dex save.
Only 13.
Mm-hmm.
Failed. So it takes, I think, 2d8 fire?
Yep.
Yeah, 2d8 fire.
I'll let you roll for Greg.
Okay, I will. Second here. Okay, as Lost says the magic words that he's used to, he says so often, he conjures a magical bonfire underneath the horrible gelatinous creature.
That's not wolves.
Say, it's not wolves. It's very unusual.
That was
Say it's there. See if we can even see that. Close enough. Raging fire burns through the creature for 11 points of fire damage.
Well, I wouldn't say unusual, just not recent.
That brings us to Nerida's turn.
like, I mean, I don't want to take my turn doing this, but when the magic hit it, did it seem like it was weird or like it was affected it normally?
Just burns it. The cube like jiggles strangely.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, just for clarification, if you cast a spell and you feel like it, or like hit something with a weapon and feel like it did more or less damage than it should, I will tell you. That is like
Okay, cool.
official word from D&D gods.
I also forgot to mention that he's going to move backwards his full movement.
Okay.
Backwards and over to the right here.
Okay.
Over towards me?
He can move here if he
Bounce
wants.
back
Yeah,
again.
as far as he can get, yeah. That's
Okay.
perfect.
Nerida, what you got?
I mean, I don't want to just blow up my friends.
No, blow me up. I got a lot of HP.
All right. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against this cavern. Can I go in front, or is that like falling down? I can't really tell from.
You could go here safely. If you go here, you might fall.
No, I go to the safe square, but I can't seem to get my character there.
There you go.
Actually, safely. All right. Then I am going to cast. What level do I want to do it at? You know what? Let's do 3rd level. These guys are kind of spooky. I'm gonna cast Shatter here at 3rd level with Channel Divinity.
Okay, that's gonna hit Alik, right?
He said it was fine.
That's true. So that's.
Ow.
Do they?
It will also be knocked 10 feet away from me. So I'm hoping maybe I'll roll them kind of halfway off the bridge or
Say
something.
away
Will that
from
knock
you?
me
or-
out of them?
It specifies away from me. And yeah, maybe it would knock him out of it. I don't know. It might knock you off the bridge, but... No, sorry, my new cleric domain skill is whenever I deal my lightning thunder damage, they get knocked back 10 feet.
Okay, I mean, to my brain, like, it doesn't make sense that they would both get they would get knocked away from you. Like, you cast Shatter here, and it like emanates outwards.
Could I rethink my turn then maybe? Because that's part of what I wanted to do it. Because it specifies you can push them 10 feet away from you. That's why I came over here, so that it would be at an angle to go backwards.
Fine, yeah. Rules is written. We'll go with it. It's fine. It's not gonna push it off the edge, probably. But
If she casts it right there, I mean, it'll knock him away off the edge. So it's like diagonal. You know?
okay. So it's a con save. Yeah. For 4d8.
that's
Yeah, at 3rd level.
Well, just 32.
32, yeah.
Maybe. No, it's 48. She's casting at 3rd level. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
but she
they
just
failed
maximized.
real bad.
Yay!
So it's just a straight 32 damage,
Right.
which
Yeah,
I take.
Pretty sure they both fail.
Sorry, Alik.
It's okay.
Alec doesn't get a con save too.
Yeah, you do
I
get
did,
a
I
con
failed
save.
it.
Everybody fails.
Oh, okay.
And they get pushed. Is it 10 feet, you said?
10 feet, yeah.
Like there? There-ish. Okay, they're gonna try to stay on. That one does. That one does not.
Yeah.
So this one
And I
Wait, hold on,
slops
it's
down over
thunder-
the side.
Where?
It's thunder damage, right?
It's force damage.
Force damage. How would the force impact me through the gel?
It
Well, yeah, that was
reverberates
what I was about to
throughout. No,
So then
it's,
it would
does
knock
it-
me through the gel too, out the other side potentially.
no, you
He
travel
moves
with
10
it.
feet with the gel, and then he moves another
move-
10 feet for getting hit himself.
No,
Gel has
no.
some weird
That
properties.
No, that's not how it works.
We
I
gonna
feel
go
like
to
I should
physics
be
class?
separate from the gel, or like.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
you should
easy
shut
to
up
say,
and take your
man.
damage
All right. I mean, I already took the damage.
before I drop you off the cliff and introduce some gold worms to the fight.
Oh no!
But
Take
I'm
the
not
damage.
Does,
down there.
does anything happen to the one that fell down?
Goes thoop,
It doesn't care.
slops
Aw.
down onto
I
the
thought
ground.
maybe it would-
Bloop.
This kind of absorbs it.
Okay, it is this thing's turn. That means Ali gets to take some damage.
No.
Save against it?
I don't think so. Nope. Oh dear God.
Sorry if I fucked everything up, Alik. Oh no!
You take
Things you don't
27
wanna
points of acid damage as the creature's, the cube's acidic nature scours you and burns your flesh.
Are you KO'd now?
It's
Fuck,
KO'd.
I'm so sorry!
Did it really go right before me, this thing did?
It did, yeah. It got a 4 on its initiative. Sorry, man. All right, interesting situation. Alik in a lot of trouble. You're unconscious and engulfed. So, oh my God, we're in this situation.
Where we said, yeah.
What did we decide we were gonna do when you're unconscious and drowning? Because that's about as bad as it gets.
On your turn.
let's just say
Was an automatic fail maybe on the death save? Death save with disadvantage?
let's do a con save. Yeah, roll a con save. If you fail, you just automatically... Okay, you're... Yeah, 15. Okay, so now roll a death save, since you're down. You succeed, so you're doing alright. Keep in mind also, though, that you take acid damage while inside the creature, so it will...
Lots of it, too. Not
Yeah.
just a little. Literally
Okay.
just barely knocked down me, too.
That brings us to the end of the round. At the end of the round... Thea... Mostly Thea. Maybe Welgwyn a little bit. You hear, like, this chittering and squeaking and horrible noises coming from the cracks of the rocks down here. And large hordes of rats emerge from the rocks just out of sight. Put it in a
At
place
least
where
it's
you can
not
see it.
snakes.
I can't get it to, like, see, but you can see where it is.
Yeah.
The two giant swarms of rats emerge from the cave walls. Top of the round is Cora.
Yeah, this is now a situation. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of rats down there, you said?
Yep, two large swarms of rats, which actually you don't see from where you are. So you don't really know they're there.
I have no idea about the rat swarms. I know one of the things went down there.
Trogdor's like flapping around. It's like, ah!
I guess I'm gonna kind of move up toward the edge. 2, 3, 4. And I'm not in danger of like having to do a save right there.
Nope, you're fine there. If you moved forward one more and tried to be like on the very edge, you'd have to roll acrobatics to not fall.
Hey, I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry to go back in time, but I guess it's only on lightning damage. I thought it was on all like my storm damage, like my other abilities.
I thought it was lightning and
The
force.
knockback.
Yeah, this one's only
Um,
thunder for some reason.
Oh, the
Yeah, Thomas
knockback?
says
Only
it's
lightning, sorry.
only lightning, so they wouldn't have fallen down.
I mean, I don't think we need to backtrack, because if we're backtracking, we have other problems.
Well, in that case, they're up here.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have done that because the goal was to knock them down, but it's okay. We
can't go
not
back that far.
Yeah,
And Alec is still down in there.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Cora, what are you doing?
Okay. So they're both there instead. So I would not move up to the edge because I could still see them.
Okay.
I would have no reason to.
Like here, I
back.
think.
Yeah.
Here,
So if I
think, yeah.
am firing into the one right in front of me, am I still making saves against hitting Alec?
Now that he's unconscious, he is drifting in the cube. You think it would be hard to hit him in like accidentally. You feel pretty confident
Okay.
that you're not going to hit him.
Then I'm going to use Hunter's Mark as a bonus action on that first one and try to hit it. So I'm going to concentrate really hard. I'm going to whisper to the just natural forces of things. So the force, avail of the force, and really concentrate hard and pull back my first arrow, concentrating on this blob. And someone can roll a d20 for me.
Yep. Six. That'll hit. And you do 2d8 plus 6 for Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Plus 5.
Well, let's do 1d8 plus 6.
Okay, so 4 plus 3 is 7. So 12 points of damage as the arrow sinks into the horrible gelatinous creature. Fire again?
Yes.
Right. That will hit. Do you want your second D8 this time?
Yeah.
No reason not to, right?
Yeah, I was hoping for a crit somewhere in there, but no chance.
15, 20 points of piercing damage. And with that, being hit by these two horrible arrows, how do you want to do this, Cora?
Yay.
It's just trying to absorb all my arrows, and it just suddenly like stops and can't absorb anything anymore, and just starts dissolving. It's like had too much.
You puncture the surface of it. As you puncture it with the arrow, you see it like deform inwards and slowly creep back outwards as though it were some amoebic organism. You puncture it again. This time the arrow comes out the other side as well and impacts the stone on the far side of the cube. The stone can't, or the cube struggles to recover, and it can't, and just dissolves down and forms a pile of muck on the ground. Alik's unconscious body falls out of it.
Okay, guys, I've taken him out. Quick, grab his body. Do what you can.
Chance's turn.
Alright, before I start rushing in to save anybody, I want to make sure the second Mr. Cube is not having fun. Someone move right there, and then I'm going to cast 3rd level Snilox Snowball Swarm.
Oh, damn.
What?
Yeah.
Snilox Snowball Swarm.
It is a 5-foot radius, cold 15 dex save.
Oh, okay. And at 3rd level, so it'll be an extra d6. So, where are you pointing it?
We're,
Like right on the center of the cube?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. As this swarm of snowballs starts flying in and out of the cube, oh boy, does it fail its dex save. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yes, that's 46.
I think that's literally a 0. Yeah, it rolled a 0 total. 16
Can we
points.
do something special for that? No?
Cold damage. No. As the snowballs fly through its gelatinous form, freezing bits of it, puncturing it over and over again. They're less like snowballs and more like ice chunks. You know when you pack the snow just a bit too tight? They just smash through this cube, doing 16 points of damage. Is that it for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it there.
Oh, and that's instantaneous, right? Okay. That brings us to Welgwyn, who's about 3/4 of the way up this cliff when you hear the chittering of rats behind you.
I would like to get the rest of the way up the cliff as quickly as possible to get.
That's
away
no
from
problem.
this.
I would say it takes you about 10 more feet of movement to get to the top here.
Okay, so then I'm gonna move.
Just 5 spaces.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to move 2 spaces over, so I'm kind of straight across from the thing. And then I would like to shoot at it with my short bow.
Okay, roll to hit.
And that is...
Frankly, not sure you can miss, but we'll see. That hits big time. Roll damage. It's what, is it D8 for a short bow? I don't remember.
D6.
6.
Just 1?
Yeah.
Plus
3.
6. Plus 3.
Mm.
So 6 points of piercing damage as your arrow sinks into the...
Decent with the bow.
6 points of piercing damage as your arrow sinks into it. It wriggles a bit in place. That brings us to Thea. Down in the rat pit.
Well, that sounds fun. Okay, in the rat pit. I'm going to use as much of my action as I can to get up out of the cliff.
All right, roll athletics. Following in Welgwyn's climbing steps.
Yes.
You can't just burn them with the mass AoE spell.
I mean, first, I'm going to try and move away.
Fair enough, fair enough.
If
Okay,
you're
and what am
climbing
I
the
rolling?
cliff,
Athletics?
strength. Yeah, athletics.
Strength. Athletics, what have I got? +0.
Oh, 15. So, and you had 25 feet of movement left, I think? You're able to get about halfway up.
Okay, and do I still have a spell action that I can do?
Yeah, if you use any spell that requires material or somatic components, you risk losing your grip as you get out the material components or waving your hands around.
Okay.
You can also spend your action to dash and just try to get further up.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So roll athletics again. Six. You're by the end of your turn, you're like right on the top. You're so close to pulling yourself up. Slippery, difficult stone down here, and there aren't a lot of foot handholds. That brings us to this cubo.
Damn it.
Which makes a dex save for the campfire, I think. No. And it's 2d8?
Yeah.
Takes 14 points of fire damage as it burns the raging fire of Conjure Bonfire. It's gonna move away from the fire and towards the thing that shot it. But it can't quite make it to you. So it's just gonna reach out with the gelatinous pseudopod. That's 14 to hit. Well, Gwyn, what's your AC? Gotta be at least 14.
13.
Oh, okay. So you take
So much acid.
lots of acid damage. Not too bad. 7 points of acid damage as the pseudopod sort of breathes through you, slams into you, and burns you with caustic acid. Then Ratzos. Their quarry is kind of gone. They're gonna try to... Well, let's see. Yeah, they just retreat back into their hole for now.
Good rats.
That brings us to Lost.
Well, I was going to conjure a swarm of rats to fight the swarm of rats, but it seems like I don't have to anymore.
That
so
would
now
be
I gotta-
awesome. I'm kind of sad that that didn't get to happen.
They could go in the rat holes.
Go find them. I have an
Okay, so
arbitrary vendetta.
We just have this one jello cube left, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
I'm going to call lightning on the jello cube.
okay. That's third level.
Yes.
But call lightning. Okay, so it requires an empty space above you to conjure the storm cloud.
Is there not?
No, the cavern is like not very high. You have maybe like 10 feet of clearance over your head, and that's it.
All right, then I'm going to erupt the earth underneath it.
All right. Does that require a save?
Dex save 13.
Boy. Just FYI, this thing is a -4. Yeah. Oh, and it's just enough. Okay. Roll damage.
Okay, what is it? 1d12 for each slot above the third. It is third level, so 3d12. No, wait. Yep. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh man.
So it had 5 health left.
Are you saying I wasted a third level spell slot?
Yeah, unfortunately I am. So the earth beneath it sort of crumbles and erupts and slams into it boulders. Do you want to describe how it dies? You want to leave it to me?
Yeah, the earth erupts.
The earth.
The jello, and it just sort of like drizzles over. It like explodes and then just drizzles down the rocks.
Like a lava cake, it dribbles
Yes,
down
yes.
the rocks. And
Only it's acid instead of lava.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's all of the enemies you see.
Alright, I'm gonna help a week.
Okay.
It did it.
Sorry, I blew you up. Here's your wounds.
I mean, it's okay. It did a lot of damage to the gelatin.
Roll for heal.
That's what he gets for
I forgot
smashing
how much
Trogdor. It's karma, bitch.
That's true, it is.
1d8. As we
Thea
go
manages to
down.
pull herself up. Maybe while Gwyn goes to help.
Ah.
Trogdor turns to the ground.
9.
Hear his master. And all is quiet and still once again in the cavern. Faint chittering of rats scurrying through stone deep below you. I think that is a good spot to end for tonight as you make your way through the caverns towards, hopefully, the abyssal gate that plagues Brimshire. Thank you guys for playing. It really means a lot to me that you guys show up every week and let me torture you.
DM.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. You're awesome. I know I'm biased, but I think you're pretty cool.
Very biased.
I'll like you.
I'm gonna have your babies.
She keeps joking. She keeps joking about how she's gonna romance Hollandar and like all of my characters.
I'm gonna romance all your NPCs.
But the crazy guy, I want to romance him.
Yeah.
Can I buy you a drink?
Spicy demon boys.
To our viewers,
Here,
thank you
Harry.
for showing up. Please, follow. We do this every week at 4 p.m. PST. I post the videos on YouTube, so if you need to catch up for whatever reason, all of our previous sessions are on YouTube. Thank you so much for showing up and watching us nearly get murdered by horrible gelatinous cubes of suffocating acid. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
We handled
Bye.
it.
Bye.
Bye.
We
Okay, so one